Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to Humankind, where, in the last episode, we did quite well. Not only have we managed to subjugate pretty much everyone on our starting continent, bar one who kind of jumped over using interesting mechanics from being in Player Slot 3, but we have massively expanded our influence on the new world. In today's episode, we are going to go to war, but one thing that has jumped out at me while I was preparing to start this recording, right down there, affinity bonus, foresight, +1, era research, era available to research. That would explain why we are currently looking into the industrial era with our research, which is actually quite useful. It makes a lot of sense that we might run out of things to research, and as a research civ, that would be kind of frustrating. So we are instead able to continue gathering research stars by just dipping into the next era. We only need 3 more researches before we jump to that next era. But for now, let's quickly tell our armies to hold fast, and we will end the turn. Converted a new religion. Fantastic. Shen is wandering back and forth. Just using up all of their movement points, I see. Let's have a look at our various armies. You can hold this position for now. And who else is available? Okay. I think we're now ready. Let's go ahead and upgrade you if I can. I cannot, which is a shame. Do I have anyone here who needs an upgrade? I don't think so. Alright. Well,
it was not love or hate at first
indeed.
sight. Let's see how
You're vexed. You have not behaved as a friend should. Don't expect their help anytime soon. Well, okay, that's fair. I'm going to declare war.
Empty words. Meaningless gestures. I have had enough.
Your threats are like barking dogs. The ones that fit in a handbag.
Wow. Cringer, that's just rude. My goodness. Okay, well, for that, we're going to immediately launch an attack. I was going to do that anyway. No, that's very true. Oh. Interesting. Now, Shen suggested that once you research mortars, you can no longer build siege weapons, but it's clear that perhaps there's a little bit more to this mechanic. Very, very interesting. Nevertheless, we're going to begin the assault and the manual battle, of course. Largely so that we can see our units in full employ. Where are you? I would like you a lot closer. Like, shockingly close. So let's have you there. Let's have you there. And from that position, I'm hopeful you're going to be able to shoot in. Probably the war elephant can move as well. Let's make sure that our gunners are in the front positions wherever possible. There we go. Have we got any gunners at the back? Got a few, but not too many. Of course, our cavalry could become gunners if we had the money for it, but sadly, not just yet. Right, let's make sure that you're ready to make a charge around, because we do have room to make said charge. And I think our war elephant can go there. There you go. Alright then. We are taking the first move. So let's have a look at our siege weapons. Now, these siege weapons in particular, if we have a look at it, indirect shatter. Unit can attack units without a clear line of sight, can attack fortifications, removes dug-in status on target. Now, which ones have we got? They're all going to be the same types of units. So let's try and break through here, since more of my units are going to be able to fire on that area, I think. That being said, let's actually go for this one. There we go. They're not actually doing much damage to the fortifications. Oh, there we are. Okay, perfect. Right, with that, let's have the gunners do their work. And I will have my pikemen move in. Playing over here. Oh wow, they're going to take them out in one go. They are going to take them out in one go. Well, that is very impressive. Given that, then, I'm actually going to move you in. You can move up. Have my pikemen move around. Just to prevent you from really leaving the city. These pikemen are going to move up and around. Have my cavalry move in as well. And, well, actually, you can just move straight all the way up. As can you. Can you shoot in at all? I don't think they can. They have no clear line of sight on any enemy unit, sadly. However, you do. So let's move you over here. You might be able to just wipe them out. If I'd noticed that before, I probably would have tried to move some more of my units inside, but oh well. Can you move up and around? Not really, but you can get a decent way in there. And with that, end of round. Now let's see if they kill themselves on my units. I don't think they will. None of them are hurt enough. And the difference in relative combat strength between our units are not nearly broad enough to cause an impact there. Are they deciding on what to do? They might be. We'll come back to that, I hope. Oh dear. Right, let's go and have a quick gander. We're at war. Yes, that is in fact the case. Duly noted. Sullen. They're sore from a recent defeat, but too weak to do anything about it. Well, I mean, that is the way it goes sometimes. Have you... your side is stronger overall. I think... Yes, they have taken their turn. And it actually does look like they may have killed themselves on many of my units, so... That's fair. Let's move up. Ah, there. You actually had cavalry in here. That is impressive. In an annoying way. Right, let's continue attacking the fortifications. It does take a remarkably large amount of effort to try and pull down walls, but... okay, still not broken, so let's start moving in. Go. We may as well end this round. That was probably why it was taking so long. This unit back here was probably just dancing back and forth. Okay, well, you know, I can totally appreciate that you did actually charge in there, even against quite... basically the hard counter for your units. Something to be said about that. What are the rest of your units, though? Oh... You're bringing units from the other city. That is why everything is taking so long. Now I know. In that case, I need to get my my cavalry around there. Not that it's really doing much good for you, but still. Right, we're stronger overall, and I can definitely still attack. You take them out for me, thank you. You can take them on. Let's have you go for them. Now I need my cavalry. Oh, damn and blast! I can't actually get in their way because of the interesting way the battle has been drawn. Oh, still, let's move up wherever we can. We may lose this unit, sadly. Okay, and the round. Let's see what you do. Now I've actually got a bit of sight on that area. Yeah, they're moving in quite a few units, but that's fine. We will have wiped out the units they had in that area as well, which will be useful to us overall. Now, it's a shame that they've managed to take them out because we would have won that fight, having been stationed on that tile. We'll come back to that next one. You know what? I'm completely okay with that being what happened there, simply because the alternative would have been me having to deal with another bunch of shenanigans trying to get the game to play through the turn properly. Heal stars gained a population, as is Darth Raptor. New grievance available.
Sovereign, how can I help you?
Well, jealous. They're envious of your status. You'd best watch your back around them. Well, I mean, they're a pushover at this point, so I'm not really sure I need to watch my back, but okay. We have finished the ability to upgrade our armies very, very slightly. Allow gunners and heavy weapons to gain dug in if they do not move during their battle. That'll actually be particularly nice. Line infantry there. 47. I mean, it's not a particularly powerful one. Still, it's not a terrible choice either. We're currently working on steam engine, and we've got an awful lot of science being generated. Right, you can join in again. We do have some curiosity over here. So they're definitely regenerating over time. So there is a reason to continue exploring, I suppose. Well, we gained an extra unit there for effectively free. Finally there. Now then, your side is stronger overall. And let's march in. Hold this position. We get through. Oh, they've withdrawn. Very well. It's going to be a bit of a potch for me to get over there, but sure. Can you get further down? Yes, good. Okay, well, I wasn't expecting this to take quite as long as it's going to. Still, let's move off that tile so I can continue bombarding it, and then my cavalry can move through.
Fire the artillery.
Okay, come on. And nope, still there. Faxing. It looks like they've completely dug in their other city. And because I can't easily maneuver to get over there, that is incredibly frustrating. Wow. I wonder if they were simply spearmen. They may have been. They might simply never upgraded.
Take aim, fire. Let's get up.
Slip out the walls, then attack over the walls. A bit of an unorthodox method of engaging, but we lost one spearman. We killed 9 melee units. Those would have been defenders from both cities, more than likely. A cavalry, ranged, and an anti-cavalry. That took a lot more effort than I would have liked, if I'm perfectly honest. Okay. This area is now ours, and I have a fairly strong urge to simply sack it. Now, this will be a very interesting one to see what happens to a city. Is a city going to lose everything? Because that wasn't the case with the... Well, it was a city for all intents and purposes, and it does have ruins there. We are going to need to get rid of that, but if we ever want to work that area. But it'll be interesting to see what happens to a player city in that same scenario. Resources sold. Right, let's move up and promptly break this down. Might destroy a trade route. Yes. It's going to take us 3 turns. Just proof of how robust the defenses were here. For them to take that much longer for me to get through. Let's continue pushing forward. We'll do exactly the same over there as well. Let's grab this curiosity. There we are. Now, how close? Shannon's reasonably near. We have only got 2 researches to collect. And given that we are going to get so much fame for that, 290, I'm going to wait on it. Remind me later. We managed to secure our progress into the next era a long time ago. So the fact that we've had 2 separate instances of remind me later is actually kind of impressive. You can go ahead and just fortify there. Oops. As for you, I would very much like you to be down here, such that you can engage the city along with the rest of the defenders. That would be ideal. Right, as for Manu, got a couple of extra ships over there. Well, we can certainly pad it out a little bit more, actually. There's no reason to build the Carracks. The only reason to build a Carrack would be if you couldn't afford to build a man of war. But I am going to build 3 of the emblematic units. Just because they're emblematic units. I don't know when I'll next get the opportunity to build something like that. Wicked Dragon has gained some population. Maya's attitude has changed. Steam engine research. Simple elements, water, heat, and a piston come together as humankind learns to turn steam pressure into rotational force. Rail-assisted construction, minus 20% on Maker's Quarters industry cost. Colony blueprint starts with 4 pop, starts with 280 industry, and with all infrastructure from Era 1 to 4. Coal, a dirty black rock that burns like logs. Coal is the engine of industry. To even get that, you need 3 horses and saltpeter to even be able to build and harvest that resource. And finally, train stations. Now, train stations produce pollution. Servicing military units, this railroad station can be constructed beyond city limits, but helps augment industrial production when built next to industrial areas. Plus 5 industry per adjacent Maker's Quarters. Minus instability, plus 5 pollution. Generates rails toward neighbouring train stations. Rails allow travel instantly from one train station to another at the cost of 1 movement point. Can be built once per territory. So, rather than roads which just reduce the movement cost regardless of terrain to 1 point per tile, a train station, you use 1 movement point to move to any other train station in the network that it's connected to. That's actually quite amazing. Well, that's just annoying that you've pushed that, but okay. I suppose at least all of my armies back there are going to be pulled in, but I kind of didn't want that, really. Okay. I guess it's going to stop the sacking, I guess. I could instant resolve this. There's 1 unit there. Have we learnt our lesson? Look, I'm going to for science it again. Okay. We're fine. Construction queue is blocked. In cities which are occupied. Could you please raise this? 2 turns to do. Do it.
Take position.
Make it happen. You can do the same thing. Oh, we haven't actually broken through here.
Advancing the artillery. Understood.
Interesting. Very interesting. That was just them attacking us.
You? What is it? Don't get comfortable.
I mean, our war support is going up, but theirs is going down a bit slower than I would like. Right, you position there for now. Eel Star. Let's see what we can do. Let's improve your industry. Let's improve your science as well. And then finally, I guess we could in fact look to put down a railway. I would like it to be somewhere close to the city centre, yes. That would do. Plus 4 industry for no real loss. Sure. Now it's going to be interesting because we're able to build this building 1 era earlier than we would normally. So it will take on the appearance of a much earlier era than it should normally be built in. I wonder if they've accounted for that in the unit graphics. That would be really, really interesting if they have. They've gained the merchant star, or rather merchant reputation. Resources sold. Aztecs now feel differently about us. Okay, Shen and Birdman are starting to catch up. We're still a very great distance from them, but it is something that we need to be aware of, I feel. Okay. Now then, we've got some new resources I would like to tap. Specifically, coal. Marvellous. Got another coal resources? Oh, we do. Double marvellous. Another one as well? Really? Oh my lord. 3 coal resources in one area. That is actually kind of amazing. Okay. Now then. I am quite tempted to have these built next to each other. Move that forward so we can get that done quickly. That being said, there's 2 areas back to actually, yeah, we'll build this one over here. Let's get both of those on the go. Manu's done very well. Where can we place this? Some more emblematic districts. I could place one over there, but it hardly seems worth it, really. Here is great. Absolutely perfect. Done well to set that up. Now then. This was a bit of a harder sell, really. I guess I could afford to sacrifice some of the resources back here. Certainly if I built it there, I could just turn those 3 into scientific districts. It's not the most powerful position to start with. Though that being said, this one also has science there. So actually, maybe this would be the better location to put it. Sadly, well, I guess at least we could make use of this. Sure. Make use of that science. At this point, I feel that we are very soon going to be moving. Now, let's go ahead and pop that there. We might be able to get through all of that before we have to switch era. And they've thrown another unit at us that's going to just continually prevent you from being out of this fight. I don't want these reinforcements pulled in. Is it possible to not select them? Alright, so... Can I select them not to be there? Select the plus icon to deploy your units, drag drop to define. I would love it if I didn't have to bring them in. No, it doesn't look like I can avoid it. Alright. Instant resolution here. And once again, the sacking of that area is going to have been stalled. Okay, we need to basically finish this fight. Just all in one go then. Can you finish? No, you can't. That is a little bit of an irritating mechanic, I'm going to be honest. It would be wonderful if it weren't quite as frustrating in that regard, but oh well. Right. Get up there now. Go, go, go. And let's have this fight. Has that pulled you in? It kind of has. Nevertheless, we're going to go for an instant resolution. There we are. Done and done. Right, now, with that done, perhaps I can finally deal with that. Population lost. Did someone just... Shen? What an enormous pain in the bum.
What news do you bless us with?
I actually want this from you.
It is simple, yes? You did it. You must make it right.
If you don't hand it
We were
over,
not
I
prepared
will
for
take
this
this
sort of
back.
treachery from you.
What do you mean? You stole my population, you scallywag. Oh, my lord. Right, finally, burn this town. Then you can do the same over there. And with that, perhaps you can move over. Well, actually, you can probably just hold your position ready. We may need to go and deal with Shen. Hopefully we don't have to, but we'll see. Okay, 2 events. Hardtack and Weevils 2. The Empire scientists have done themselves proud. Scurvy, it turns out, is due to a lack of some vital edification found in several fruits and vegetables. Notably, citrus fruits and leafy greens. No naval unit will ever travel without the requisite supplies. Lemon squeezy. Sea forces can benefit from stock of boiled cabbage or citrus fruit. Ferocious on 13 units for 10 turns. Very nice indeed. The Faded Lady. The years have not been kind to the Notre Dame. Standing tall in the heart of Manu, she has witnessed countless trials and tribulations, many taking a toll on the great building. Now, with the ongoing war, this latest onslaught has stripped the very last veneer of magic from the once magnificent wonder. Relics pilfered, stained glass windows smashed, the spire listing, stone blackened and rats invading the sacristy. No corner lies unscathed. The custodians beg for funds for a complete renovation, while your generals demand it become a military fortification. What is your decree? Renovate. Despite the war, despite the cost, this monument deserves to be revitalized, so all may bask in its wonder. I don't even actually need to read the others. Actually, I really didn't. Destruction of it. No, we are going to, we'll lose money, I don't care. It's barely an issue for us anyway, but regardless, I would have done that even if it had been a big issue. Right. I mean, you can either not lose this territory, or you can lose it. That's basically how this fight will go. It's up to you.
With 30 research quarters, I think we can safely say that the Library of Alexandria has been avenged.
You sure about that? Because I think, that's quite a bold claim there. Darth Raptor has gained another population point. Trade is blocked in a couple of places. Resources were sold. Scientific method researched. This distills thousands of years of speculation on how to discover natural truths into an instrument of razor-sharp precision. Standardized units. We've now got the fertilizer plant, plus 10% food. Requires coal to be available, though. And cannot be done until the following era, contemporary era. So I can't build it yet, but okay. Probably the same here. No, the symposium. Gathering the finest scientists of their field, these academic conferences are stimulating, fruitful meetings where science advances. Very happy indeed, and there we go. The Science Star has been unlocked. How far away are we from the Estate Star? Close enough that it almost feels silly not to go for it, actually. But at the same time... Right, I require this gone. Now the thing is, I could wait until after the war to do it. But I am kind of wondering what the effect on your war support would be to have a city raised during a war. So I am going to allow this one to go through. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, oh, wait. What if a building being raised during a war destroys it? Look, okay. It will suck. It is gonna suck so much if all of this gets turned into ruins, but it would be a useful bit of information for me. We will for science it. But that's the only other consideration I have that might explain where I've seen in some games where the entire place is just ruins. Maybe the enemies were just incredibly systematic and just pillaged everything. But I get the impression that it's the city falling that causes that. But I guess we'll find out. Right. Now then, for you, let's head back out into the ocean. Maybe we'll find some more curiosities to grab. Right, you can hold position there. Poke Dragon. Oh. That's a... Really? Because apparently I can do it now. Look, I don't like telling the game that it's got it wrong, but it appears to have got it wrong. Got very little benefit from developing it anywhere around here, but I guess we'll pop one over here. We'll benefit from that, and then we can build up a little bit of science over on these tiles. That might work. As for Darth Raptor, anywhere else in the kingdom that you want to place one of these? Down here. Very well. Now, following that, again, we're now very much at a point where if we don't build them now, we won't ever be able to build them. I'll accept wherever at this point. Mutinous in Nock, acknowledged. Population gain, Eelstar's population has gained 1. Ransack successful.
The first ransack.
It
I
isn't
wouldn't
the
call it
first.
elegant, but it may teach them to keep their doors locked.
There we go. Have they all been turned to ruins? No. No, they have not. Knowledge. Okay. Population of Nock is 7. Let us go ahead and found a new area here. But it doesn't look like we actually lost the quarters there, so duly noted. But let's have a quick
I do not
glance.
live for revenge, but I could die for it.
-3 from low stability. -4 from 1 city occupied by your opponent. +10 from the loss of 1 administrative center. So, okay. So that's kind of worked against us in an odd way. Very well. So with that then, we actually do kind of want to get over here and actually start attacking you. I could do it. Reasonably quickly too. Very well. Move these units across. Ultimately, we want to win with a very high war score. Otherwise, we will potentially suffer. Where's that pikeman? Ah, okay. I will upgrade you to line infantry, apparently. Yes. Let's take some very powerful units over there, shall we? I think so. Okay. Whereas the other two, they're still reasonably far off. Okay. We'll linger in this area a little bit longer. I think you need to be on... Well, actually, it would take you an enormous amount of time to get down there, so perhaps not. Perhaps you're going to just simply hold this position for now. But duly noted, it hasn't ruined everything here, which I'm extremely happy about. This will be attached to Manu. And that means Manu can now develop the additional resources here. Darth Raptor, I'm going to need you to take care of the coal there as well. Oh, and apparently we've got... oh, yeah. We've still got coal to develop. The one right next to you. Any other coal to develop? No. Okay, good. Nationhood researched. Deepening a people's bonds by emphasizing their common origins increases feelings of patriotism and enhances political power. Customs agency is going to be grand. The nature reserve will be fantastic for us to start placing down certain areas, just to push our culture just that little bit harder. But with that, we can actually start looking at what to research next. Might as well get the howitzer. The propeller. Whale fishing. +1 food on coastal waters and +1 food on lake. Seafood wholesalers. Steam frigate. And the ironclad. Okay, we'll go for that. Coal generators. +1 food on farmers' quarters. +1 money per coal on market quarters. +1 science per coal. Oh my goodness. Alright, that may well be worth it. The coal plant. 10 industry per coal, plus 1 industry on market quarters per adjacent market quarters. Now, these... Oh, the amount of pollution that this is going to potentially create is no small concern. Still, what are we waiting for, really, at this point? Let's have a look at how much we'll actually get from this. 140 and 140. This is reasonably close. This is not. I will wait for the second Aesthete Star, but I'm not going to wait for the Merchant Star. I don't think there's much point at all in that. Oh my lord, you've just added so much time to this. That's vexing. You can hold that position for now. But this is something that we wanted to do for quite some time, actually condense these areas. Pokedragon's population has gained 1. Marvellous. Okay, Shen is really close now. As much as I want to wait, I don't think I'm going to. It just seems pointless for us to do that. What I may do is spend 1 more turn in order to get out some more emblematic districts, but that's pretty much it. We would replace a common quarters here for an awful lot of science. And I am down for that. Are any of the other areas able to build these districts? You're already building the last one you can. What about Eelstar? Can you? Nope. And Pokedragon, you can. So let's have a look at where it would be best for you to do it. 1 down here for 16, or over there for 10. The 16 will actually benefit quite nicely. And over here, I can place it down. Well, if I want this to happen, I need to pass 1 turn. I can afford 1 turn, perhaps. Watch Shen get in there ahead of me. It's going to be so frustrating, but so funny at the same time. Military coordination research. Ranks and orders turn a chaotic horde into a coordinated and impressive war machine. Nice. Shen and Birdman are both there right now. Do I push it even harder? This is the question. It would take me 2 turns to get the next Aesthete Star. But I feel that Shen is now actually starting to catch up, so... And we can place 1 more of these. Sure, go on, let's pop that one down then. I guess I'll at this point, I may as well pass 2 turns. Because I'm going to just be sat there. Well, you know, I could pass another turn, I suppose. I'll have more use for building out in this direction. More area that I can turn into science quarters by going there. Swap those around. Now, how is this war going?
You bring your stink here?
Slow,
Open the windows.
unfortunately. I do need to get my armies out there. And quickly, too. Otherwise, I'm going to have some trouble in getting the wall score I need. Okay.
You have built a first rail link between cities.
Okay.
Amazing.
Still going okay.
But there are no more excuses for being late to work, sadly.
I approve. I do approve of that one. That was actually quite good. Okay, you've got nothing more that you need to worry about. The customs agency. Or we could have a look at... Oh, let's go for the farm. And the rail link. There's really no point in me building a rail link here. Of all places. I mean, it would give me a tiny boost in in manufacturing, but hardly worth it. However, over here somewhere might work out. Lose too much in the way of my industry there, but if I built it here, that wouldn't be too bad, and it would allow me to move quite far across the empire. Sure, let's go ahead there, and then plonk down. Let's get a food market there, and hopefully that will give us access to putting down some extra items here. If not, I can always place a hamlet there and build out from that point. Eelstar. Let's get... Oh, Eelstar's got a lot of infrastructure that they can afford to build. Thank you. And at this stage... Well, we've got a couple of good places I could pop this down. I'd lose a little bit of industry, but I would be right next to my main city here. I feel that would be very nice for me to move around. Let's get that down. What does the train station look like? Sure, I built it here. Apparently I did not. Okay, well, I know where this one's going, so we can see that one in a moment. Alright. One more turn to get one more star. Losing the first pick will be my own bloody fault if it happens. Are we ready to find out? Let's play. Roll the dice. Well done, Shen. I did it to myself. The Dutch reached the industrial era with the Persians. Oh, sorry, it was Birdman who managed to push it through. Okay, fair enough. Propeller research revolutionizing seafaring vessels. Ships need no longer travel at the whims of wind and current. And a final aesthete star also unlocks for that extra bit of fame. Now, that has pushed us over 2,000 points ahead of second place. And Birdman is in third. Our vassal is in second. So, that's not so bad. Close to a war victory. Foreign war declared. The Persians have declared war on the Edo-Japanese. Okay. Well, let's have a look at that.
To annoy me? Challenge accepted.
Not very well. Okay, well, the final thing that we're going to be doing in today's episode is picking our next empire, or rather next era. Let's head on all the way up and jump across to their land. I'm not too surprised that they're going to war, actually. Now, this idle army, we could attack out here. There's no particular reason not to. Nope, they don't want to. I'm fine with them retreating, honestly. It doesn't much bother me. This ship was mostly here to protect my assets. Right, Manu. Now that we have that, let's go ahead and build up a rather large amount of food and indeed money. And before we head to the next area, let's have a look. What did we miss out with the Persians? They were a builder focus, minus 25% on shared projects and all constructible industry costs. Wow. All constructibles industry costs. They've got the Caravansari, plus 1 money per number of trade routes, plus 5 industry, plus 5 money, plus minus 10 stability, plus 3 money per adjacent market quarter, plus 1 trader slot, counts as market quarters, and a market quarter. Apply Swift to any friendly army located on this district. And they have an enemy that is stronger when attacking. Okay, well, fair enough. That is our missed selection. Now, we can choose from the Zulu, the Siamese, another builder focus. We've got a war focus, a builder focus. We've got the Russians, who are an expansion focus. The Mexicans with agrarian focus. The Italians with aesthete. We've got the Germans with military. The French with science. And the British with expansion. Finally, the Austro-Hungarians with aesthete. Now, I'm going to take a few moments to have a look through all of these options properly, and I will bring you back when I've made my decision. Okay, the options that I've selected in the shortlist basically are the Siamese, another builder focus. This would be our third builder focus, but the +3 industry per district on all cities is amazing. We've got fairly well-developed cities at this point, so this would add enormous amounts of industry. But are we really struggling for industry? I don't think we are. I actually feel that our industry is pretty amazing already. Floating market, though, adds +1 money per population, +5 industry, minus sensibility, 3 money per adjacent market quarters, counts as market quarters and maker's quarters, and has the Gatling elephant. I am not going to lie, this is a larger impact on my shortlisting the Siamese than I would like to admit, just purely the Gatling elephant. We've also got the Italians. Art is fine food, great craftsmanship, and unrestrained passion. Inspiring virtuoso, +10 stability on all commons quarters and +1 influence on commons quarters, and commons quarters would cost half as much to make. That's actually a really, really powerful legacy bonus. But the Titro, +1 influence per merchant, +1 influence per researcher, +1 influence, +5 stability, +2 influence per adjacent commons quarters. That is an amazing emblematic building. Synergizing extremely well with this because you're going to want to surround these with commons quarters. That is a pretty big boon. And right now, whilst I don't feel that we're really struggling for stability, having a little bit more influence certainly wouldn't hurt. And this would be the first aesthete-focused culture that we would have gone with. Ideological proximity is always maxed out. Affinity bonus grace, also affinity bonus cultural blitz, can spend money promoting patriotic works of art in specific territories, pushing back foreign spheres of influence and generating influence. I don't think that's actually going to be something that we particularly need. The Alpini, just a decent unit, but the amount of times I've been caught off guard because of cliffs, the fact that this unit can cross cliffs would be absolutely amazing. But realistically, those are the two main focuses. I don't really feel the British are a strong use for us right now. That being said, I am planning to merge some more of the cities on our first continent into Manu, so this would be a reasonable choice for that. But I really don't think that's the direction we want to go in. I really wouldn't mind getting an aesthete-focused culture to move into. And this one isn't a bad one either, but ultimately I think the Italians are going to be the stronger one for us. It gives a massive amount of stability, which means that we can basically build districts with reckless abandon at this point. And maybe we will. As I've mentioned a couple of times, we are trying to focus more on going tall rather than wide, so ultimately we're going to be picking the Italians. So let's go ahead and adopt that culture. My, don't I look sharp, my lord. Very well. Let us confirm.
The world gets larger, the cities expand, buildings reach higher, and roads stretch longer. And yet, the world gets smaller as bridges unite lands, towns congest, and railroads bring distant goods to the doorstep. Anything seems possible in this wondrous future. Though as humankind grows, the planet itself appears to shrink.
Well, that is one of the downfalls of
even centuries
expanding
after
our
the
reach.
Renaissance, Italy remains a hotbed of painting, culture, ideas, and short tempers.
That's a bit stereotypical, I feel. I know quite a few Italians, and none of them actually play into that stereotype. I was going to say only one of them, but no, actually, I would say their temper is about as short as anyone else's, to be perfectly honest. Now, that might not be true everywhere, but I feel that is a bit of an unfair stereotype at this point. Okay, now, this is going to be a bit of a harder one for us, because we're not generating enormous amounts of influence. But still, it's going to be something that we can really reach out for. Okay, Era Star unlocked. The Builder Star has already been earned. Thank you. Okay, demand received. They make the following demand. Grant freedom. No. Culture chosen, the Aztecs have reached the early modern era with the Poles. Population gain, Eelstar's population is increased by 1. Many things just went down, but let's just actually go in there and have a look. We have gained 1 military star already and 1 agrarian star already. That is actually quite amusing. One downside, though, is I'm wondering, have any of these been claimed? Ah. Have they? No, what? No, they were only 3. Okay, I'm used to them being in even numbers. Okay, so we've got Big Ben, the Eiffel Tower, and Statue of Liberty. You're going to have to wait until the next episode, though, to find out which one of these we go for. I really do hope you've enjoyed today's episode and are looking forward to the next. We have now finally made it to a new era. We are in the industrial era. We have then got, if we bring this up, I can quickly show you which eras remain open to us. We will have the contemporary era next. So we've just moved from early modern into industrial, contemporary era, and then that's it. That is the very end of it. And if we manage to research everything in the game, we will trigger the game's end. So we do need to make sure that we remain well ahead of the opposition. But at this point, it is looking increasingly unlikely that anyone is going to be able to stifle our march to victory. We only have another 81 turns until the game ends, though. So bear that in mind. But that's going to be it from me. I really do hope you enjoyed today's episode and will be joining me for the next. And as ever, if you enjoyed what you saw and you'd like to see more, do consider leaving a like or a comment on the video. But until next time, do take care, everyone.